No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well and ready for this week. I am so excited to be here with you again. This is week 2 of our brand new show, the Brand Momentum Morning Show. Grateful to everyone who has really been so engaged and participating, and it just warms my heart that this show is already bringing such immense value. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Faith James. I am your host, and this mission for the show is just all about inspiring into action. And so it doesn't matter whether it's something specifically having to do with your business, your work, your life, whatever. It's you. As I like to say, you are your brand. So if you are not in momentum, there's not a whole lot that will get done. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to see all the beautiful people. Hello, Mary Doise, all the way from the UK. How are you doing, beautiful? And oh my gosh, Joseph. Hello, my love. How are you? Gosh, Joseph, so good. And Melody, #day1. Good morning, my love. So the mission for the show is just inspiring into action. So this series, I feel like I'm doing like a sermon, you know, when you go to church and it's like the series for the month for church. So the series, we're reading from The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield. The concept behind the book, it's just, you know, how to recognize resistance and then how to get the heck out of it. So today we're going to be reading about resistance and self-dramatization. So it says, creating soap opera in our lives is a symptom of resistance. Why put in years of work designing a new software interface when you can get just as much attention by bringing home a boyfriend with a prison record? Sometimes entire families participate unconsciously in the culture of self-dramatization. The kids fuel the tanks, the grown-ups arm the phasers. The whole starship lurches from one spine-tingling episode to another, and the crew knows how to keep it going. If the level of drama drops below a certain threshold, someone jumps in to amp it up. Dad gets drunk, mom gets sick, Jamie shows up for church with an Oakland Raiders tattoo. It's more fun than a movie, and it works. Nobody gets a damn thing done. Sometimes I think of resistance as a sort of evil twin to Santa Claus, who makes his rounds house to house, making sure that everybody's taken care of. When he comes to the house that looks that's hooked on self-dramatization, his ruddy cheeks glow, and he giddies up away behind his 8 tiny reindeer. He knows that there will be no work done in that house. Is that you? Is that your house? Are you in drama? You know, one of the things I always say is this is a drama-free zone. And we would use hashtag no drama. You know, Mary J. Blige has that song, No Drama. It's no drama because here's what happens. It's not only is it resistance, it's just total distraction because it's taking you from the thing that you know that you want to do. And it's just easier to get involved with other things. And sometimes, let me just say, sometimes we think, good morning, beautiful Amber. So good to see you here. Sometimes we think it's important stuff that we need to attend to. One of the things I always say to myself is, you are not the general manager of the universe. Somebody hashtag not the general manager of the universe. Because something's going on. Somebody's not getting along with their bestie. And now you're like jumping in the ring like, ooh, referee, I got to play mediator. We must bring these two back together. So they were one sort of like kindled and kindred spirit. It is not your job. I love that. Drama-free home. Yeah, it is not your job. So if you can remember, you're not the general manager of the universe, that everything that presents potentially as a problem is not yours to fix. We spend so much time looking and fixing and doing. And what does Bible tell us? Rather than focus on the speck of dust that's in that other person's eye, focus in on the log that's in your eye. So rather than deal with this log in our eye, we're like, oh no, you have a speck of dust. Oh my gosh, she didn't call you back for 2 days. You texted her and she didn't respond. Oh my gosh, let's analyze what's going on. Okay, tell me what happened on Friday and how did she look and what did she say? And we dive deep in. Deep in. We are not the general manager of the universe, not the general manager to the world. And so we think we're doing good, right? So we feel our sort of like, altruistic sense pops up and we're doing good. It's important, necessary work. We must get these two back together. World peace depends on it. But meanwhile, the thing that you know that you're needing to do to move yourself from this lower vibration frequency all the way up here, whether it's write your book, start your podcast, right? Whether it's actually go speak to a group that you said you've wanted to speak to. And we delay and we delay and we procrastinate and we procrastinate and we get into agreement with resistance and procrastination that I'll tend to that tomorrow. I'll tend to that next week. This dumpster fire over here needs my attention. It doesn't. It doesn't, and it shouldn't. So I want you to, if that scenario that Stephen Pressfield wrote about is your home, is your office, is your colleague, I want you to declare out loud and say to the people around you, moving forward, I must coexist in a drama-free zone. I actually would say, and this is the truth, I would say my body physically can't handle drama. It can't. Do you know, some people live for the mix up. Some people live for the tuss up. They're like, ooh, girl, the tea. Let me tell you what happened. It's a momentary high. You get that, like an addict. You get that fix. You're like, ooh, girl, let me tell you what she said. Meanwhile, everything else that you need to get done is laying wait by the roadside, just not getting done. And then you're going to get into this vicious cycle of then self-loathing, because then it becomes, oh my gosh, I always start things and I never finish. So this show is actually really good for me, because one of the things I was notorious of doing is buying a huge amount of books and starting and stopping, like, ooh, oh, this new book. Oh my gosh, Iyanla Vanzant's Trust. I have to go get that. Ooh, Being Michelle, Becoming Michelle. Like, I'm getting all of these books and it's like, what in the world is going on? Right? Easier to be distracted, new shiny object, new toy. Oh, ooh, the discipline to see something done. Good morning, Karen. Definitely no drama. And tonight we're raising our vibrations way up out of the drama zone. in Karen's Phoenix Rising Confidence Igniting program, which kicks off tonight at 7 p.m. If you haven't yet registered, connect with Karen and get that information. But definitely, yeah, Melody, no mix-up zone. We're not into the mix-up whatsoever. Proverbs 13:20 says, watch the company that you keep. Absolutely. Listen, there are people for whom their only goal is to keep you exactly where you are. Further on in the book, it actually says, the most treacherous thing a crab can do is dare to reach up for the edge of that bucket. That's the most treacherous thing a crab can do. Because it's like, where are you going? Reaching for what higher heights? We're good down here in the bottom of the barrel. Where are you going? And so we talked in last week's show about not having these distractions, these people who show up. Remember, I always talk about, my person that I created, I gave her the name Good Time Tina. When Good Time Tina texts you and say, girl, we haven't had a kiki in a minute. Let's go meet up at the Mondrian and have drinks. And you said to yourself, I'm going to finish this chapter of my book. That's what Good Time Tina's role is to get you off, because the more that you write that book, the more that you're going to be inspired to reach for a bigger, better, badder, right? And we can't have that because we want everybody down in the bottom. So I want you to think about for yourself today, if you are living in a household, and it doesn't have to be a whole gang of people. It could just be your spouse. Jim knows, now he's using words like raising vibration and all that kind of stuff, because you know what I have to do? And I'm telling you guys, as somebody, hashtag hold the line, right? You hear that reference when either there's some sort of insurrection or there's some sort of war going on. It's like, hold the line. That means at all cost, you can't let the enemy break through this line. Hold the line. Or if you're a Game of Thrones fans, when Hodor was like, hold the door. It was so great when it was revealed that that's exactly what he was saying. We just thought his name was Hodor, but he was saying, hold the door, no matter what. When the White Walkers and all of his drama people were coming, hold the door, because the minute you let them through, it's mix up and mayhem. So I would say to him, we don't have that kind of negative energy thinking, oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, no, we don't do that in this house. And I had to hold the line with him on that. Good morning, Lori. So good to have you here. I had to hold the line with him on that. And so now he knows, because I'll just give him the side eye, listen, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There is no can't. Peter walked on water just by the belief. The fig tree shriveled up and died just by the command of God himself. And so I'm just telling you right now, don't let these, what might be perceived as distractions or things that you need to attend, you don't. Mind your business while you mind your business. That is not yours. As I always like to say, the battle is the Lord's. Oh, I'm going to give him the what for. I'm going to let her have a piece of my mind. Then the next thing you know, you're sucked into he said, she said, they said. For what? And the book chapter sits. The recording for your podcast sits. Amber, your art collection sits. Yes, mind your business. Do not get sucked into the drama. Do not get into any standoff with nothing. You must just be laser focused on the goal and what it is that you're trying to do. So the action from today, you're going to alert, you are going to exclaim, proclaim, decree drama-free zone moving forward. It just has to be that way because you get sucked in. I was joking the other day and I said, I'm going to go get an on-air sign for my office door. So when I'm in, not even just when I'm in sessions on Thursday or when I'm doing this morning show now, but I have my Brand Accelerator online course. And so as I'm recording material for the show, for the course, and one time Jim walked in, and even though he didn't say anything, but just me doing that, like the decibels of my voice shifted, my focus was like, and then of course I had to stop and re-record the whole thing because, right, that was a distraction that took me off, and I could have gotten like pulled into that and say, oh my gosh, don't you know when my door is closed? So I said, you know what, the solution is just going to be, I'm going to go get an on-air sign, hang it outside when I'm recording, when I'm in session. I don't care what you're looking for, unless the house is burning, do not come in here. So those are the things that you have to do, right? To protect your space, to protect your zone, because it's important that you understand that there are nefarious entities working to keep you down. Remember what the book said, resistance does not come for you when you are going from a higher order level down to a lower. So the example Stephen Pressfield used was, if you're working for the Mother Teresa Foundation, doing all kinds of good for the world, and you decide, you know what, I want to start my own telemarketing business and make a whole bunch of money, resistance is not going to come for you. It's like, oh, okay, go. Free runway. But you dare to say, you know what, I am going to actually start my nonprofit this year because I look around and I see how many children are hurt. And that is something that's been on my heart and I really want to do. The minute you make that decision, resistance, procrastination, and the rest of the crew come to attention. What did she just say? Did she just say she was going to try to do some good in the world? Oh, mount up, arm up, everybody, we ride at dawn. They're coming for you. So it's important that you already know this. It's important that you tell every cell in your body, hold the line. They're coming. They're coming for you. But you already set up the perimeter and everybody knows, hold the line. It's like, from Star Wars, it's like, man your battle stations. Everybody man your battle stations. Do not let resistance and her cousin and anybody even get in for a minute. So I want to hear from you guys now. What are you doing today? What do you have on deck today that you are going to do? And let me just say something about goals and goal setting and the importance of keeping your word to yourself. I don't recall exactly where in the Bible it is, but it talks about the fact that you must not, ought not, do not make God a promise and don't keep it. It's like, that's blasphemy. It's sacrilege. It's not going to work out good for you. Rather say nothing to him. Don't do it. So it's the same thing for yourself. Don't say, you know what, I'm going to call 5 people today to tell them about my new program. And then 3 o'clock rolls around. Here comes Good Time Tina, because she wants to go get the happy hour 2 for 1. And you get into agreement with resistance and the crew. Say, you know what, I worked really hard. Yeah, I deserve it. But meanwhile, at 9 o'clock in the morning, you had said to yourself, self, I am going to make 5 calls today. If you have no intention of keeping your word to yourself, hear me loud and clear. Do not set that as a goal for yourself for the day that you're going to make 5 calls. You have to start to know yourself, and you have to understand that your mind, your brain, it's a powerful, powerful entity. When it's working with you, alongside of you, honey, quantum leaps are the only way you move through this earth. Magic happens for you. When you and your mind, your brain, your subconscious, everybody's in lockstep. Magic happens for you. But if you let your mind start to work against you, it is the most formidable foe you will ever want. Talk about sleeping with the enemy. And why would your mind do that? Because you've proven yourself to be a liar. You've proven yourself not to be trustworthy. You have proven yourself to not be a woman, man of your word. Because look for the pattern time and time again. Oh, I'm going to make that. I'm going to do this painting of this little turtle, and I'm going to post that to my page. And the little turtle's come and gone. He's moved down to the west side of town, and you haven't painted him yet. And that post is nowhere on anybody's social media. So your brain sees that and goes, okay, note to self. Here comes the next day. I'm going to make those 5 calls to these people. I have my program starting. I really want to make sure I'm doing the best and reaching out to everyone who needs help. Whether it's Good Time Tina that gets you off track, or you get into fear, you get into a state of being anxious of, oh my gosh, what are people going to say? They're going to judge me. It's like, who does she think she is? And you don't do it. Your mind doesn't care what the reason is. The only thing it cares about is you didn't keep your word to me. And if you look for those patterns and we continue to do it time and time again, oh, I'm going to do this and that. Listen, I'm coaching myself in this session, in this whole series, because I'm telling you, one of the reasons this show, I told you the story even started, is because I got this book to help myself break through resistance. Because certainly as you're the CEO of you and you have so many things to do, Joseph, who's on here with me, can totally understand. He runs his own entity and has a show, Corona TV, that is, I mean, such magic happens on Corona TV. But Joseph's doing everything. He's a director, he's a producer, he's a lighting coordinator, he's a set designer, he's a decorator, he's like, craftsman, he's everything. And so there's a lot that needs to get done. But if you say you're going to do something, you must start to get into lockstep with the understanding that it's not just like you're just throwing words out there. Those words have power. Your brain is literally observing, making observations of how many times has she said, I'm going to start organizing all my art stuff. How many times has Amber said that to me? I remember last Christmas when she was getting cards and she's like, ooh, this would be a great project for me to do for Easter. I'm going to make a note to do that. How many times have you lied to yourself? In business, we know that integrity and honesty is one of the most, you don't get any brownie points for that, right? That's just par for the course. It is expected, understood, hoped for, required that you move with integrity and honesty. So you're not going to walk around town lying to your clients, lying to prospects, lying to vendors. Most people make a concerted effort to stand on the side of integrity and truth. Most people. So if we take such good care to do that with other people, but yet for ourselves, we just lie like it's on trend. And here's where the cunning is. We don't perceive it or intend it to be a lie to ourselves. That matters not. The receiver, your mind, subconscious, all it computes is they said they were going to do this. This didn't happen. That's it. They said it was going to happen. Did it happen? Your brain doesn't get into all the drama and the explanation and all the mitigating circumstances of, oh my gosh, I really wanted to make those 5 phone calls, but then, Good Time Tina called and we went out for drinks and then we saw Sarah. And then that became a whole thing because she was like, oh, you guys are like kikiing and drinking and you didn't invite me. Like, what am I, like chopped liver? Your brain doesn't give a damn. Your brain doesn't care. You said you were going to make 5 calls. 5 calls were not made. So the more you start to observe, recognize that pattern in yourself, it is the important thing for you to do to make that shift. So if you have to start with baby steps. So for example, with January resolution, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I want to run a marathon. Okay. Why don't we say, I want to go for a 10-minute walk around the block? You think, oh my gosh, it's nothing, that's crazy. But it's the little small steps. It's the little small things that build up and create long lasting change. These big, huge, yeah, let's get him, only last but for a short moment. Evidence the long distance runner versus the sprinter. The sprinter can get out the gate and go, boom, 7 seconds, a mile. Right? Potentially. Or 7 minutes. Sorry, not seconds. He'd be like a really, really fast person. But the long distance runner knows how to pace, knows that the starting gate and the starter's gun doesn't mean, because what are we trying to prove? We have nothing to prove, right? We got 26 miles to go. There's strategy involved in how we move through this entire plan. So when you lie to your brain, you lie to yourself. I don't care what the reason is. The end result is all that matters. Were the 5 calls made? That's all your brain is asking. I don't want to hear, in Jamaica, where's Melody? In Jamaica, we have a saying to talk about that when somebody's like going on and like giving you like this like long story. It's like, horse dead and cow fat. That's our lingo or patois of just kind of communicating. Yeah, they took us way around the world, right around the mulberry bush with the story, horse dead and cow fat. You learned something today. Your brain doesn't care. Don't care. I don't care about the story and the reason and the what, and the dog ate the printer and you couldn't print off the thing and the worksheet. Were 5 calls made? Yes, that's another one. Mouth mek fichat. That means your mouth was made to speak. That's what it does. So it's just going to talk and talk and talk and talk. So I want you to understand that it is so important that you understand that is how the mind processes. You say you're going to do this. You set the intention. I'm going to make those 5 calls. Here comes 4:35. Your toe up from the flow up at the Mondrian with Good Time Tina. Because you're sad. Your relationship ended with your boyfriend. Your mind doesn't care about all of that. It's as if it didn't even happen it's just going 1 + 1 + 1, right? That's it. Ones and zeros. All of that and other, save that for the intermission. Yes, good morning, Minister. Horse dead and cow fat. That means, when somebody does it, they're like, yeah, and a long, drawn out, protracted story. That's what that basically means. I love that you wanted to get that right. Your brain then recognizes you as a liar. Your brain then treats you like the liar that you are. And so when you then now, after a pattern of lying and not keeping your word, remember I told you in the Bible, it says, do not make a promise to God and don't keep it. Better off, don't say anything to him. Because that right there is one of the worst things you can do. Because you have to have the reverence and you have to have the respect for yourself. That if you wouldn't go around town lying, cheating, stealing to clients and prospects, but you do it to yourself every single day, you may not see it as such, but I'm telling you right now, that's exactly how it's being received by you. So you're basically saying, I have no respect for you, self. I have no reverence for you, self. I have no care nor cause to be concerned about your feelings in any way, shape, or form, self. Yeah, imagine if you had a friend and you said, you know what, I'm going to, I have a meeting at noon, but I should be done by 2. So yeah, sure, I should be able to pick you up from the airport from your flight that lands, at 4. And here comes the flight, here comes the landing, here comes the exit, and they're out there and you just haven't shown up. I want you to feel into that emotion. Like, what do you think would be happening between those two people, if I say I'm going to pick you up at 4 and I just don't show up, I don't text you, I don't call you, I don't SMS, nothing. Oh my God, girl, you're not going to believe it. Good time Tina called, and I was just like still feeling so down about this whole situation with that dude. And we decided we just wanted to go kiki for a little bit and like have some drinks. And the next thing you knew, it was like 12 o'clock and we were like on a flight to Vegas. I don't even know what happened, girl. You wouldn't do that. But this is what we do to ourselves. That is analogous to what we do to ourselves. Yep, I'm going to come pick you up at 4. No show. Yep, I'm going to come help you move. Don't hire any movers. I have a whole crew of people. This is what we do. We're going to take care of you. I got you. You know, you're my bestie. And the move day comes, you don't show up, and they have to be out of their house by 5 o'clock that day. So I want you to think of these scenarios that I'm telling you that they just sound so crazy. They sound so like wild and out of control. This is what we do to ourselves every day. Every single time that we say we're going to do something and we don't do it. That is the expression and the energy and the feeling that our cells receive. So how now, brown cow? Don't come calling me looking for ideas and strategies to help you manifest your $1 million in 2021, because all those 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, when you just proceeded to lie to me every single day, I can't trust you. I'm not going to mount up the forces of prosperity or love or whatever it is that you're looking for and come help you again, because you're a known liar. You have a record. So let's not do that. So as we wrap, and thank you guys so much, everyone, for being on. Please share this video. If you know anybody who just would need a good word, need a word from the Lord, need a good word, share this, invite them. It's just like morning coffee. It's a good, quick way to just get, some infusing of light and energy into your day. It's so important to start your day off right. And again, when you join Karen's Phoenix Rising Confidence Igniting program, that's one of the things that she's teaching. That's one of the things that she taught me is like, how to actually create a meditation practice that works. It's not just meditate listen, meditation anytime is good. I'm not saying that, but there's a strategy and a way to do it. And Karen teaches that in her program. So if you haven't yet registered, Karen at neversettlelifecoaching.com. Let me see if I still have her email up from last. Karen was a guest on our show last week, and this is the third time she's running this program. I am in it again because I'm telling you, you can never raise your vibration too much, because resistance, it's like shark with chum in the water. Just a micro drop of chum, and those bloody sharks from meters and meters away are like, holy shit, there's blood in the water. Let's go. Shh. Right? It's not like, oh, well, they got that now and they're gone forever if I drop. No, the minute there's chum in the water, they're coming again. So it's why it's important to keep in a program where you have the accountability and the support. So email Karen, neversettlelifecoaching.com. And I want you guys to really think about honoring your word to yourself. Thanks, Karen. Honoring your word to yourself. When you're making decisions about what it is that you're going to do, think of the reverence. If you can't honor it, don't set that as a goal. Don't utter that and say, this is what I'm going to do. Yes, yes. Let me see some yes, yes in the comments. Give this video some love, some likes, some hearts, whatever you need to do, because I want you to be taking action and to infuse this. I'm in a mastermind group with this. David's like an amazing mentor. And this is one of the things that I'm learning. So you guys know me, anything I'm learning, I'm bringing it to the community, and not realizing how powerful, how negatively impacting it is when you just blow stuff off, because I was notorious for that. Listen, I will throw myself in front of the oncoming bus for my clients. Me, workout next week. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so your belly's fluffy. Nobody's seeing it. Whatever. It's wintertime. You have on a sweater. Don't care. Right? Push myself way to the corners of the room, but I'm front and center for my clients. So then now when I'm like, ooh, I want to build my global empire. I want it to rain prosperity, and your brain's like, oh, you mean like all those other times when you just threw me to the corner and you told me stuff and you lied to me? So now I'm reestablishing a good, respectful, honorable relationship with myself, that I am honoring my word to myself. Whatever I say I'm going to do, it is so important that you catch this. So don't set things that in our Brand Accelerator program today is, be a goal getter. And I always put on that post, what is the goal you have for this week, so I can keep you accountable. But just remind them, do not write anything down here if you know you have no intentions of keeping it, because it's not about the show like, ooh, I'm going to get this done, this, and so you have presentation bias, right? So you look good to the people. It's like, oh my gosh, she's really killing it. But meanwhile, you know what? You're really killing your relationship with yourself and your relationship with your mind, because you put that out there, you have no plans to do not even half of that, but you just want to look good to the people. Forget about the people. Focus on yourself. Focus on internally, what is your relationship? Does your word have value? Can your brain trust you? Can your mind trust you? Are you trustworthy, or are you a liar? So I am so grateful to every single one of you. Mary Doise, I love you more than life. Melody, you have my heart. Thank you guys so much for showing up and being such a support, because this is what I want us to do. The mission is inspire into action. That is the mission for the show. So let us just spread some good. There's like so much like low frequency energy that's going on. Let us just like try to counter the darkness with light. And that is my intention. So with that, I want to wish everybody a beautifully prosperous Monday and the rest of the week. And I will see you back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're doing the shows Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And I will, obviously, if you have any specific questions for me tomorrow about ways in which that you can start to get into momentum, I'll be sharing about the Brand Accelerator program and how you can get enrolled in that. But just let's take some action. Let's just take some action. You are welcome, my love. Mary, thank you so much. Melody, I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone, be well, be well, be well, and go make some magic happen today. Bye, everyone.